G'day everyone, thank you very much for tuning into the channel. Today we have something very, very exciting for you. This is the PastFx ECHO 600. Now, I'm going to give you a really quick history lesson and then we're going to make some noises. So, in 1981, Electro-Harmonix made their ECHO 600 and it was an absolute beast. It had 3 MN3005 chips in it for superior fidelity and amazing noise floor and that sort of stuff. So this thing was really souped up with the latest chips, the biggest chips, and 3 of them as well at the same time. So Verley from PastFx told me that these things retailed when they came out in 1981 for around $339, which in today's money is almost $1,000 pretty much, where the Memory Man, which was already in production, which had nowhere near the amount of controls as this one and nowhere near the amount of chips, retailed at $219. So this was like their flagship Electro-Harmonix delay. This is the absolute bee's knees delay, the analog delay that Electro-Harmonix were producing. Now then, they got into trouble and went broke, and that sucks because there was bugger all of these made. They're incredibly rare. They never come up for sale. So anyway, Verley has managed to get her hands on the schematic for one of them, and of course, as PastFx do, they have brought this non-existent pedal, glorious pedal, back to life, and this has the 3 proper MN3005 chips in it. MN3005 chips in it. So kudos to PastFx and Verley. You guys rock. Thank you for bringing this back to life. Anyway, history lesson over. I'm just going into the old Maton behind me. I sound like that. I've got a little bit of reverb coming from the Was a Tube Amp expander. Hopefully the Strat plays nice today and keeps itself in tune. All right, so first thing I had to do was get Unity. Let me turn everything off there. So it actually has a lot of input gain and it has a huge amount of output gain. So here's my input, here's my output, input, output. But just turning it on gives you a nice little bit of sparkle and a bit more warmth to your signal. All of the sliders are like top-notch quality. And that little light there tells you when you're peaking. So of course, I'm gonna peak this right now. So I absolutely kicked the front of the amp in the guts in so you could hear how much gain this thing has got, just like the original. It has got a monstrous amount of gain. On the input, it has a phenomenal amount of gain. On the output, if you want it, it's there. Other slider in the middle here is the blend slider. So this is the slider for the chorus and vibrato section and the echo section. So everything's sort of quite interactive with each other. So what I'm going to do is bring in a little bit of this beautiful, beautiful delay. It's just beautiful, just real stereotype bucket brigade analog delay. I'm going to turn it up a bit more in the mix than I would normally have it, just so you can really hear how beautiful these repeats are. The way they just disappear into nothing is glorious. Absolutely glorious. And because these delays do lose a little bit of their fidelity, the echo repeats never ever seem to get in the way of your initial guitar playing, which is brilliant. Even though I've got the mix quite high. So that, that's a pretty decent time for an analog delay, but Verley does tell me with the internal trim puts, you can get it all the way out to about 900 milliseconds, so almost a second. But this is where Electro Harmonics had them set in the original for just the highest quality repeats that you could get out of these old chips. Now you see the switch here, that's the long. Oh, it's also got a short setting. So you can get some pretty cool slapback out of it. Yeah, super awesome. So short, long. So you got lots of different options to play around with there. Then of course it does self-oscillate as well. As always, if you're going to do this, just watch your volumes. I mean, you can just have hours and hours of fun with that. Every time I muck around with an analog delay pedal, it always reminds me of the last, 10 seconds of Karma Police from Radiohead. Okay, so that's the input, the output. We've got the blend of dry signal and delay. Now we also have, I'm just going to turn the blend back up. Some chorus/vibrato. It's so dreamy. It's just like a dreamscape, isn't it? So at the moment, at the lower settings, it does sound like a chorus pedal. As you push it harder, it gets more and more into a vibrato setting, which I'm guessing is why it's got chorus and vibrato on there. Verley's going to smack me for not researching this properly. There we go. There's the vibrato. That's at a pretty extreme setting though, so. So just for the record, I'm going from this to this. Just take everything completely out with the blend if you want. Just leave the preamp running. Sounds so good. It's really, really chorusy on the fast mode, isn't it? You can get it really vibrato-y on the long mode. God, it's a beautiful chorus too. Dear God, I could just play around with it all day, I tells ya. All right, now you might notice on the board here next one, I've got the PastFx Mischief. This is a rat. It is my favorite rat by far. It gives you a lot of different options, a lot of different rats. There's a whole other video on our channel about the rat, about the Mischief, so go check it out. Dear God. I'm coming through both of these green cabinets here behind me. You can see them there, though. They've got Celestium creambacks in them. They're part from the Marshall Astoria. This Maton amp, going through this rat into this analog delay, into the Maton, then into those two green cabs behind me, is just, here in the studio, it's breathtaking. My brain couldn't even think of a word to describe it. It just sounds that amazing, and I'm not just saying that. I mean, you can hear the mojo. It's adding all the harmonics and stuff. Like, yeah, it's... I just doubled up the gain there by hitting the sparkle button. That sort of doubles up the gain on the Mischief. I want to tell you more stuff about it, but I don't want to touch these settings. I'm just going to stop now and actually record some actual proper recordings with it, because that is a sound that I need to get down to keep. So the only other thing I need to tell you is it does have a direct out as well. Verly has told me sort of quietly that she doesn't really expect anyone to use the direct output, but the original had a direct output, so she wanted it to, like all PastFx pedals, to be a faithful replication of the old pedal that doesn't exist anymore. The other thing is it runs on 18 volts. Now this is really important. All the Strymon stuff have 18 volts. The Seox stuff has 18 volts. There's lots of power supplies that have 18 volts, so that's not an issue. The reason it's 18 volts is because the original was 18 volts, and that gives the 3 chips inside it just an amazing amount of clarity and headroom and stuff, and it's why they sound so good. Ah, damn it! I didn't want to touch it. I just wanted to leave it there, but I will play around with it. Anyway, this is the PastFx ECHO 600 Verly. If you're watching this far through the video, thank you for sending this to us to have a play around with. Just so everybody knows, full disclosure, I'm sending this one back to Verly because they are very time consuming to make, and the chips that are inside it are very rare. And I believe there's a bit of a lineup for people waiting for these. So I'm sending this one back to Verly, but she has sent this to us to have a play around with it. She did certainly send me the Mischief, which I have kept. Yeah. So anyway, if you've got this far, man, I hope this is the sound you're looking for. If you're an analog delay lover and an analog chorus lover and an analog preamp lover, man, this is the pedal you're looking for. I hope you really enjoyed that, because I have had an absolute ball playing with this. I haven't felt this happy about a guitar sound or tone for a very long time. So anyway, thank you for tuning in. If you've got this far, thanks Verly, thanks PastFx. Leave a thumbs up, like, comment, all that sort of good stuff, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.